He's been on the comedy circuit for nearly 10 years. He's the star of Live at the Apollo, 8 out of 10 Cats, and more recently fronted his own show, Tonightly. He is being described as a true master of observational comedy, and we are delighted and honoured to have him here on the show. He's truly the comedy angel of the North, the hilarious, the wonderful, the fantastic Jason Manford!
Oh, pressure. The pressure's on now, isn't it? It's a hell of a build-up.
I do try.
How you doing?
I'm not too bad, how are you, lads?
Not too bad at all. Enjoying our Friday nights.
Yeah, living the dream.
Hey!
Now, we were looking at your biography, and it was really interesting the way you first started in comedy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I used to work at a comedy club just above a pub. And my mum sort of kicked me out one day, so go and get a job, and I was 17.
Yeah.
So I went to the pub, obviously.
Of course.
So I had a little think. And while I was there, I saw a sign up saying that they were looking for glass collectors. I thought, I can do that, I can collect glasses, it's easy.
Yeah.
And it was at this sort of comedy night, and I watched all the acts and stuff, all getting up and having a good time, and I thought I could do that.
Mm.
And then one day a couple of acts didn't turn up, I thought, right, here's my chance, I had a go, and it went alright, so...
Simple as that, you just got up, did it, and...
Yeah, I mean, I imagine at the time it was a lot harder, but obviously now I think back and I think, yeah, it was alright.
Did you already have material in your head from just like, you know...
Yeah, I mean, I'd always been wanting to do it, you know, so I'd always been thinking about it, and this was just the opportunity, really. So, I had 5 minutes, that was enough to get me by, and I've still got 5 minutes, but I've just got a lot of gumps now.
Yeah.
A lot of filler.
No, it's not all filler. Did you do the working men's club circuits?
I mean, I have done the odd working men's club, but...
Are they scary, as people say?
Yeah, they're like, you know, you think Phoenix Nights is fiction, but it's not.
It's not.
It's actual, real. It's real.
It's like a
It could be a documentary, man. I'm telling you. I did one. I did one with a mate of mine. It was proper Phoenix Nights. This bloke, he was about 10 minutes into his act, and a bloke went, "Oh, tell us a joke we know." Yeah, he genuinely shouted that. I was like, this is mental.
How do you deal with hecklers?
You know, over the years, you sort of... I mean, I don't want to show you the strings, lads, obviously. But, you know, over the years, you realise that they've got... You can only win in that situation. You're on stage, you've got the microphone, the lights are at you, everyone's facing your way. They've had a drink, you haven't, you know, everything's weighted in your favour, you know, and generally, if you give somebody enough rope, they'll hang themselves, you know, and that's generally what happens.
Do you have a
but I get a lot of
favourite?
people joining in sometimes as well. I have to sort of work out who's heckling. Is someone heckling just to be a nuisance? And sometimes I get people heckling. They're not heckling, they're just joining in. The filter between their brain and their mouth, I seem to sort of dissolve it a bit when I'm on stage. And I'll be talking and someone will go, "Yeah, I've done that." And they'll just join in.
We're just trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're in Wales tomorrow
Can't
at
wait.
the Sherman Theatre.
Living the dream, can't wait, looking forward to it.
Have you been to Wales many times before, or Cardiff?
I've done a few bits in Cardiff. I've done a Glee Club in Cardiff, and so I've been there. And I did an after dinner thing for a rugby club once in Newport.
Ooh, interesting.
And it was proper rough. I mean, it wasn't like a rough place, but it was like a rough gig, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember going on. Basically, this bloke said, this big fella, Goff, he was called, but even though it was written down Jeff, I was like, what's that about? And he goes, I mean, I'll try and do the accent, but he says, right, we're gonna do a little presentation now. We've got Johnny here. Of course, he broke his leg in the first game of the season. We thought he'd never play again, and he came back the last game, scored the winning try. He's our hero. Let's give him a big round of applause, everybody. And he come up on stage, and everyone stood up like cheering, like, "Woo, come on, Johnny!" And he starts crying. This bloke, "I can't believe it, Goff. I can't believe it. I thought my career was over." And it was like phenomenal. And then they all had a little cry. And then he went, "Anyway, let's have some comedy. Jason Manford." And I was like, "You're joking, are you?"
We follow that.
Out. Yeah, like follow 2 man mountains crying.
So what can people expect from the show tomorrow?
Do you know what? It's just sort of funny things that I think. If I had a title for it, that'd be it. Funny things that I think. If the poster company didn't charge you per word, that's what it'd be called. But I've decided, I was like, you're having a laugh, mate. I'll just call it Jason Manford. But so it's just sort of random things that I've sort of collected and stuff over the last 10 years, you know, in my head sort of thing. So funny So I've got all bits about football and stuff about my dad and and about driving. It's quite a lot about driving, and because obviously I've been doing that quite a lot while on tour. Bits about telly and films, and then it's quite good fun. At the end, we sort of do a little question and answers thing where people sort of essentially ask me the same questions. What's Jimmy Carr like? Yeah, he's very nice. Thank you.
Dan, we better take that one off our list.
Quick.
No, not really.
Yeah, if you could. Yeah. And then we do that, and then I pop out at the end, do a little signing people's breasts and
nice.
take pictures. Yeah,
that's a good perk of the job, isn't it?
Well, it's weird sometimes. Someone's like, "Can you sign my boobs?" I go, "No, sir." That's not happening.
Well, you mentioned Jimmy Carr there. Of course, you're on 8 out of 10 Cats along with your TV. How did that come about? Because, of course, Dave Spikey was doing it. He was the captain first. How did you get that?
I had him killed.
Did you? I wondered where he'd been.
Yeah, I had him killed. I went on as a guest. I was on Dave's team, and it just sort of went well. Really, I had a good time, and they asked me to come back and be a guest again. And then Dave decided he wanted to sort of leave and concentrate on other things. He's writing and stuff, and they sort of said, "Oh, we need another Northerner."
Token Northerner, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the case, but they certainly just said, we enjoyed working with you. Do you fancy coming on? And I snapped their hand off.
Cool.